Hello, everyone. So, in celebration of the most festive time of the year, D Cup Coffee Republic brings you Brewing Live Season 4. Brewing Live is a community service of the D Cup Coffee Republic, and we are now on our fourth month of serving in the digital space. Our heart is to fill your digital cup with great stuff that matters and ignite your space with opportunities for impact, income, and influence so that you can experience transformation in different areas of your life through the platform of life coaching, especially during this joyful season. Cup Coffee Republic is a coaching hub and the home of certified life coaches, where inspiration begins and transformation happens through the platform of life coaching. Our physical space is located inside Pioneer Center along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. Our hub is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily for dining, pickup, and delivery of your premium drinks and nutritious food. Plant-based are also available to help keep you fit and healthy, especially during this time of the pandemic. For coaching services, we do offer coaching services on demand, 24/7. Just connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 anytime for the day and any day of the week. Thank you for joining me today. Please do tag a friend in the comments below and share this link to your FB timeline, group, and or FB pages so that we can reach more people and help transform lives. Cup Brewing Live is in partnership with Coach A Coaching Club, the premier club for coaches and entrepreneurs. Our mission as club members is to create massive impact by turning our talents into income and influencing the people in our chosen domain and territory through the platform of life coaching. Our club will open for Batch 3 this coming January 2021, and we invite you to join us in. Please do connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to know more about how you can be part of Coach A Coaching Club and benefit from this learning opportunity with Master Coach A. For today's episode, I will share you finding kindness, 5 tips on embracing kindness in an unkind world. So, you're joining me literally live on the road as we try to make things work. So, in general, we can feel a little constrained, challenged by today's life and circumstances. As we earlier mentioned, we have a pandemic on hand. And with that comes a lot of reasons to stop being kind. We feel like the world's unkind, the structures that around us are unkind, and even technology can be a little unkind. So it's up to us to find ways of kindness or opportunities to keep things working. So just to illustrate, I want to keep things simple and share 5 tips on what's worked for me and hopefully would work for you to find kindness in an unkind world. From personal experience, kindness helps ground us and keep us focused on hope, potential, and love. When we lose sight of kindness, we forget what matters. We can forget the suffering of others, or we can even forget to care. So, I would like to start with tip number 1, which is define what kindness means to you. It's hard to look for kindness when you don't know what you're looking for. So, for many, kindness can mean many things. But for others, it can be the textbook definition of just the act of being kind, generous, considerate, and friendly towards other people. So let's ask ourselves, what does kindness look like in our lives? For us, it could be people across the internet saying hi and hello over Messenger. It can also be the same Kuya Guard or Ate Guard or Ate Cleaner who we meet along the way. Or our fellow commuters, co-workers just saying hi, hello, because that's an act of friendliness. And sometimes it's an act of courtesy. The courtesy of someone opening the door for you, the courtesy of someone reaching out to give you things, something you drop. Earlier, I was in the mall and I saw someone drop their card and it was a credit card. And someone immediately just said, "Hi, miss, you dropped your card." That's an act of courtesy, an act of random kindness that if you weren't looking for it, you didn't know it, would have slipped you by. And finally, an act of generosity is could be like us just giving wholeheartedly a bottle of water to someone we see on the road thirsty, or even us giving something of ourselves to other people. Generosity need not be things in money, but it could be just in acts art itself. So that's the first tip. Define what kindness means to you. And number two, for tip number two, is uh, acknow- allow yourself to believe in kindness. So sometimes we feel that kindness has to be conditional, that if we're not kind ourselves, we can't be kind to others, or vice versa. So sometimes we need to say, yes, I'm allowed to start the ball running. I'm allowed to be the first person to say yes to kindness. And when you allow yourself to believe in kindness, it makes it also easier again to find it. If you know what it is, if you allow yourself to believe in it, you can find it anywhere. And the thing is about believing in something, well, in this case, kindness, it also makes it easier for it to manifest in our lives. So when you believe in a kinder world, you're more primed to allow kinder actions to come in. How? You allow it by you acting in kindness, or you allow it for others to act kindly and you accept it. So focusing on allowing ourselves to be kind, to believe in kindness, we start doing kind actions. And many a times when we're kind in action, we can in turn be kind to others. And that creates a ripple effect. Other times, and I've experienced this myself, we don't feel so kind towards ourselves, towards other people. Those are those days where you just feel depressed, when you feel sad, and you just don't want to do anything kind. This is the time when someone knocks on your door, or even if there's no one, just even the simple act of saying hi to you is an act of kindness from the world. And sometimes kindness will just manifest because you believe in it. When you believe in something, again, it will be reinforced rather than you trying to say this doesn't exist, this doesn't happen. So when you keep that kind of mindset, it really won't. But if you believe in kindness, again, just to reiterate the point, it, your actions, your thoughts, and the way you view the world also reflects kindness. So sometimes, though, in various difficulties, like right now, or even just hearing the global news, you can hear of tragedies. You can even hear the death of people you love or of other people who love them. That's the time you have to do the next step. The next step is to identify the helpers. The helpers in our lives are in the lives of other people. There was a quote from a favorite, my one of my favorite TV hosts right now after discovering him in a documentary, Fred Rogers, who said, "In times of tragedy, always look for the helpers." The helpers are people who do kindness unsolicited, unconditionally, no agenda whatsoever. These helpers can be people you know, your family, your friends, your coworkers who will give you a helping hand when you don't feel like being kind to yourself. Or there are challenges that you're struggling with, and they're the first one to say, "Hey, how can I help you? How can I be of service?" Or even say, "How can I just be here for you?" When we know there are helpers, it's easier to find more ways of kindness, especially as we struggle into doing kind acts towards ourselves. And in addition, in any tragedy, any hardship as well, it will be hard, but you will see examples of people still helping out. Locally, even though people have lost jobs, have lost lives even to the pandemic, you can still see the helpers at work. We celebrate the frontliners, the medical professionals trying to keep the people alive, our lawmakers and civil servants still trying to give us the services we need to function as a society. And of course, ourselves and fellow employees still coming in every day to service the Filipino people. These are still the helpers. We can choose to look at the depressing headlines, see the trending social media post about bashing certain individuals, or even discussing death, sorrows, or the economic downturn. But if we focus on how people are helping, it's harder to lose hope. It's easier to find that there are still kind people in this world. They're the ones not giving up. So that allows us to continue accepting that kindness is everywhere, that we can still believe kindness is everywhere, and that we can continue to discover and define what kindness means for us. And fourth, there are times that we have to still remember that people are human. So we always must remember, look for the humanity in others. Again, we can find ourselves judging other people, being unkind unconsciously, because we think people should act in a certain way, that people should try to be perfect. In many times, I would hear people complaining, why is it so slow? Why was this imperfect? While we are allowed to demand excellence, do we fully know the circumstances of the people we're talking with? Sometimes we have people struggling during their own tragedies, silent about their suffering, or just bearing their load. And yet we can choose to judge so harshly. That's the time we have to remind ourselves, let's look. If I was in their shoes, maybe they're going through something. And this is the chance for me to remind myself that let's be kind. And what else do we mean by looking for the humanity in others? In the routine of our everyday, there are times where we get lost in the machine of work, the machine of expectations, the machine of chores, even. But as we do these items, might be small little examples of humanity being lost. The artistry of someone making your food, the speed and skill in which they make your clothes, or even the simple magic, the magical humanity behind the skills and talents that other people have. We sometimes think if you're not talented, if you're not skilled, we're not special. But we all have our respective talents and gifts. That's what makes us human. And when we acknowledge that, it reminds us that we're still and can be kind. So always look for the humanity in others, for whatever circumstances, suffering, talents, gift, or differences between you and me. That will help us ground ourselves to allow ourselves to be kind. And even with differences, times are coming, very powerful opportunities to change the nation. An election might be held in a few years, hopefully. And another nation, like the US, has just had theirs. The differences can divide us, but we are not just our differences. Look beyond these differences, that they're red and blue, left, right, or man, woman, all these differences. Look beyond that and look for the humanity between you and me. And for the fifth tip, for finding kindness in an unkind word, yearn for it. Yearn for that kinder word. Again, when it comes to the four other tips, defining what kindness looks for you, allowing yourself to believe in it, identifying the helpers, and looking for the humanity, it all culminates in us yearning for a kinder word. It's easy to say that I want a kinder word. Yearn for it, desire it. Yearning is just not saying I want it. Yearning is a deeper word. It means you want to make it happen. So it's either in your own words, your own actions that would help you create that kinder world. And that's also how we'll be more inclined to look for it, to look for any form of kindness, to be grateful for it, because you yearn for it. How many times have we yearned for something and then all of a sudden things start falling into place? You start noticing more loving things. Well, in one example that can hurt is yearning for love. For others, when they yearn for love, that's when it becomes so astute that there are many couples around you. Like, as they would say in Tagalog, ang dami-dami nagkakasintahan na yon, nakikinobyo, nobya, nagiging sila. In English, how many of them are getting up together? So in those times, you just saying, I yearn for it, makes it more apparent again. So if you say, I yearn for a kinder world, you'll start noticing again the small things, the small act of kindness of a friend driving you around trying to find a perfect parking spot to do your FB live in personal experience. So shout out to my friend and driver Jojo. And at the same time, finding kindness from business partners, co-workers. So like even from my own experience these past few weeks, it has been a stretch. But as I continue to choose to find and believe and yearn for a kinder world, I've been able to gain support. People willingly support. And I'm more appreciative of the small gestures of just even saying, hi, are you okay? Oh, checking in, buds. Okay ka lang ba? You know. So let's continue to yearn for that kinder world. So with these 5 tips, discover and defining what kindness means to you, allowing yourself to believe in kindness, identifying the helpers in our lives and in others, looking for the humanity in us and in others, and yearning for the kind world. I'd like to summarize my points that the way to find and recognize kindness in an unkind world is to practice it daily. Daily. Recognizing kindness is a daily act of defining, allowing, identifying, looking, and yearning for a kinder world. So sometimes when you feel today was unkind, another day comes tomorrow. Another day for you to again recognize kindness. Because it's a daily act. It's not a one-time thing. And the best habits come from a daily practice, a daily commitment. Again, let's yearn for a kinder world. And it starts with us. Change always starts with us. If we want a kinder world, it's gotta begin with us. And it starts with the basic, recognizing kindness for what it is every day. And kindness is a daily act. Recognizing it is a daily act. So again, in an unkind world, let's choose to be fiercely kind. So thank you for joining me for our Decaf Coffee Republic. So again, as I have invited you earlier to join us, I hope you also intentionally learn from this episode and earn wisdom, strategies, and techniques as you give generously to the advancement of life coaching and support fellow #change agents in the practice of for the profession. If you've found value in what we've done today and in the sharings I made, for your love gift, you may click the link in the caption of the FB Live, which is www.paypal.com/paypalme/brewing live. Giving is earning the opportunity to be blessed and to be a channel of God's blessing. So again, I am inviting you to say yes to the privilege of giving honor to whom honor is due. So we will always thank you for your generous heart. So in behalf of in behalf of Decaf Coffee Republic and Coach A Coaching Club, we want to thank you all for being part of this journey. You can watch the replay of all episodes from season 1 to 4 inside FB page of Decaf Coffee Republic and Life Coach Philippines. You can also check on Coach A iConnect YouTube channel for high definition versions of this episode and the previous ones mentioned. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can get alerts when new videos become available. Tomorrow episode will be by Coach Bill, who will be doing a year-end December roundup. So be sure to join us back again at 12 noon. Again, thank you on behalf of Decaf Coffee Republic. Love Bamboo!